Every day we encounter many people without saying a word to them. Imagine being able to share the gift of joy with them, to bring a smile to their face or give them a spark of inspiration. Without saying a word, you can positively impact their life by simply wearing a humanity. Humanity also offers a unique approach to engage friends in enlightened conversation, all while exhibiting classic style. These shirts have been pre-shrunk to maintain their shape and pigment after washing. You will find this shirt is neither too light nor too heavy for your usual daily activities. Whether you're into casual lounging, active layering, or just want the softest t-shirt against your skin, you'll be pleasantly surprised by this traditional tee. To view our diverse product line, visit our website and click on the Humanity tab. Humanity, the very best in inspirational apparel.
But untying. And so the universe then has no choice. First attribute of the secret place. The secret place is a place of revelation. It makes you free because it awakens you and makes you consciously aware that everything that you thought was holding you is an illusion. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Momentum. Woo, it's Momentum Thursday, and this is a ministry of the Emerge movement. This is an opportunity for you to receive inspiration and insight to help you to power through the rest of your week and to empower you on your journey towards spiritual wholeness. You have just tuned into the most powerful place on the planet, and we are glad to have you here. This is the place of inspiration, revelation, information that will help you to be able to curate and create your best life and to live the best and highest version of yourself. I'm awful glad that you decided to join me tonight, and I'm looking forward to being able to share with each and every one of you on tonight's topic. It is going to be absolutely fascinating and amazing and powerful. I know that it's going to help you and empower you. So I want you to be prepared to take notes, to listen very carefully, and to learn. And of course, as always, if you have questions, then please just submit your questions in the comments. I'll go back and forth to look at the comments to make sure that I answer any questions that you might have. Now, as I ask you to do every single time when we are beginning to get into the teaching, I want you to take a moment right now, take about 30 seconds and share. That's right, share this broadcast on your page so that everyone that follows you, and you know you got a lot of people following your page, even if they don't comment or interact, you know they're looking. So go ahead and share it on your page so that those who follow you will be able to tune in and maybe catch some of the teaching. If not live, then they'll get it on the replay, and it will help to inspire them and empower them. Now, while you're sharing it on your page, if you happen to think of any person that you think in particular that would really benefit from being a part of this live conversation, go ahead and tag them in the comments. You can tag as many people as you like. Let's get as many people involved and integrated into this conversation so that we can have a robust conversation as we all grow and learn and evolve and are inspired and positively impacted by this conscious conversation. Go ahead and tag them right now and tag as many people as you like. Tag as many people as you like and share it on your page. And I'm going to check after the broadcast to see how many of you shared. So I hope that every single one of you have shared it so that I'm able to go and like it on your page as well. That helps to increase the algorithm, and more people will tune in and more people will be aware that we are on. So please share it right now. Listen, also do this for me. If you will just click the little bell at the top up there, the notification bell. It will always notify you when we're getting ready to come on Facebook or on YouTube. You click the little notification bell, and every time we come on, you will get a notification that lets you know that we are coming on the air. But if you want an even more direct notification, then there is one simple way that you can do that. You simply text the word emerge to 833-444-0163. That's right, 833-444-0163. It's scrolling at the bottom of your screen right now. And when you text it, you'll be enrolled automatically in our free text notification. Don't worry, it doesn't cost you a dime, doesn't cost you a nickel. All it costs you is 30 seconds of your time. As you enroll, you will immediately be sent out a text message to your phone every time we're getting ready to come on the air and have another conscious conversation. So if you haven't done it already, go ahead and sign up for the text notification right now. I'm going to leave that scrolling at the bottom of your screen for just a few more seconds while I encourage you to go over and visit our website. The website address is on the screen right now. It's also written above there in the description. I'd love for you to go over and find out more about the Emerge movement and what we're about, what we believe, what we are teaching, and what our visions and our goals are. Please go over and visit that website, and I'm sure you'll be inspired and you'll become just as excited as I am about the global mission that we have to enlighten the world, to be the light of the world, a city set on a hill that cannot be hid. Now, if you'd like to become a partner with the Emerge movement, then all I ask that you do is just simply shoot me an email. It's very simple to become partners with us. All you have to do is send me an email with 3 simple words. I want in. That's it. When I receive your email, I'll send you out an information packet that has all of the information about what the Emerge movement is about, has a little information in there about me as well. And then it includes a partnership agreement that really explains in detail what partnership is all about. And I can promise you, it is not what you might expect. It is not taxing at all. It is actually more empowering than it is anything else. Go ahead and send that email to me right now. And as soon as I go off the air, I will send you that information packet and you can become a part of the Emerge movement. We'd love to have you become a part of this gathering and this family. So I'm going to remove those off the screen now, and we're going to prepare to get into the teaching. I want to encourage you also, if you haven't already, to go ahead and go over to the website and purchase a copy of my book, Words to Live By. Thank you for all of you who have already purchased copies. And I still need for you, when you get your copy of the book, please take a picture with it and post it on Facebook and tag me in it so that we can create a buzz all around the internet of those who have purchased a copy of the book, and others will purchase it as well. Got a little tight tongue there, right there. So do that for me. But thank you for every one of you that have. If you haven't gotten your copy yet, and by now you should have, I don't know why you don't have it yet. So if you haven't gotten your copy, then go to the website right now tonight and go ahead and purchase your copy. You can either get the paperback or you can get the ebook, which you can download immediately. But either way, it's available to you on the website, and the link is in the description as well. So just click on the link and go over there right now so that you're able to get your copy. And while you're there, take a look at some of the apparel designs that you will find there, from sweatshirts to t-shirts to hats and cups. you will find some great inspirational designs that are there, designed by me, but inspired by all of the different teachings that we have been doing with Emerge. And I know that you will love it. There's some really, really nice and cute designs there. I think on one of the broadcasts, I'm going to feature some of them and put them up so that you can kind of see some of the designs that are there. But go over to the website and you'll see there's some really nice designs that I think that everybody will love. Unisex, so both male and females, you will absolutely love those designs. Everything is all cotton. It's very comfortable, pre-shrunk, so you don't have to worry about shrinkage or bleeding. It's a really good quality product. Go to the website and just take a look around and order at your leisure. All right, so let's get into the conversation for tonight. Tonight, we're going to talk about how to raise your vibration, increase your power, and accelerate your manifestation. How to raise your vibration, increase your power, and accelerate your manifestations. Now, these are terms and that you've become a little bit familiar with if you've been tuning in for any period of time, or if you've just been walking around and living, unless you've been living under a rock, you've heard people using terms like vibrations, frequencies, and manifestation. And of course, if you come up in any area of Christianity or any of the other religious ideologies, you've heard the terms power and increasing your power and all of these things of that sort. But tonight, what I want to do is to take you a step further. We have spent an entire teaching series on the process of manifestation. We have talked about what the process is, the thought, word, deed process of manifesting the things that you desire to bring into your three-dimensional lived experience. But tonight, what I want to do is to show you how to raise your vibration, increase your power so that you can accelerate your manifestation. Now, the thought, word, deed process absolutely works all by itself, and you will indeed see manifestation. But if you're like me, then you kind of want your manifestation and you want it now. Y'all not hearing me? You want to see it happen and you want to see it happen quickly. And there is a way to be able to accelerate your manifestations by raising your vibration and increasing your power. When you raise your vibration and increase your power, you will accelerate the time in which manifestation takes place in your life. Now, please, again, and I know I say this a lot, and pretty soon I'm going to stop saying it. I've had a couple of you already say to me, you don't need to try and explain that again, but I know that I have some people who were raised like I was in Christianity. And so the rhetoric coming out of Christian circles right now is to be very anti anything that does not sound or look like Christianity. If it's not familiar to the Christian circle, then they tell you, oh, don't believe in all that vibrations and frequency and universe stuff. All of that stuff is witchcraft. That's hocus pocus. That's new age. That's ungodly. That's demons and devils and witches and all the other kind of foolishness. No, it isn't. It's simply semantics, ladies and gentlemen. All you're doing is using different words, but you are essentially talking about the same thing. So when you talk about vibrations and frequency, you can also talk about the anointing. And so when you talk about manifestation, manifestations are just the material presentation of a miracle, what we call miracles. Manifestation is simply a physical presentation of what we call miracles. It's simply a different terminology. Please don't get hung up, tripped up, or condemned by the religious circle because you happen to have expanded your consciousness, your mind, or the capacity of your soul to be able to comprehend terminology, verbiage, and a vocabulary that is larger than just the simple rhetoric put forth by your religious ideology, sect, or experience. So just because we're not, ikandabo shandelevo hosai, does not make it any less godly, doesn't make it any less divine, doesn't make it any less spiritual. It does not make it any less right. Okay. So you're going to hear me using those terminologies tonight. Please don't let that trip you up, because what I'm going to give you is an absolutely powerful principles and facts that will help you to change and transform your very life. You want a new life, a better life, an abundant life, then what I'm teaching you is going to help you to achieve that goal, to be able to create that kind of life. We all live in the reality that we create. We live and experience that reality that we are creating in every moment of our existence. The reality that you are experiencing right now is the reality that you created yesterday or in some former moments. So you are living in that reality. There are certain laws that govern the universe, or if you prefer, there are certain laws that govern the kingdom of God. That's what we're talking about when we talk about the universe or the universal laws. We're talking about kingdom principles, laws that govern the spirit world or the kingdom of God. There are certain laws that govern that world that make it absolutely possible for you and I, as divine beings, that is the image and likeness of God, to be able to create the reality and the experiences of the reality that we live in. Ladies and gentlemen, you are constantly creating because you are an omni-active being. You are creating either consciously or unconsciously. Either you are doing it by, you are aware of what you are creating intentionally, or you are unaware and creating unintentionally. But either way, you are always in a constant state of creating. The words of your mouth are both spirit and life. Death and life are in the power of your tongue. And so you are constantly creating, whether you are intentionally with consciousness and awareness doing so, or you are unconsciously and unaware, unintentionally doing so. You are creating the reality that you live in, because you are an omni-active, constantly creating being, a divine spiritual being that is always at work, always constantly creating and unfolding and revealing. That is a part of who you are. Because you are the divine expression of God, because you are the outpicturing of God in three-dimensional form, because you are made in the image and the likeness of God. All that is in God is in you, because you are the offspring of God. Well, can you imagine that God could ever have a thought that didn't manifest? Absolutely not. God is constantly in a state of creating, unfolding, revealing, because God is omni-active, always moving, and the Spirit of God is moving upon the face of the deep. And so there's this omni activity that is constantly taking place that emanates from the source, the divine mind, the ultimate, the all of everything that is God, the sovereign. And because you and I are the outpicturing of God in human form, then we in like manner are constantly creating. And you and I don't have arbitrary thoughts or speak arbitrary words that are just powerless, that don't produce anything. As a matter of fact, it is purported that Jesus simply says in two of the Gospels that we have to now be held accountable for every idle word and every idle thought. Why? Because our thoughts and our words are mental units of energy, or they are power, or they are an emanation of anointing that is a creative force that is constantly at work with all of the elements and particles of the universe, of this known world, creating those things that we have held as our most dominant thought, or that we repeat repetitively from our mouth, because they are an expression of our heart. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth declares or speaks. And so, ladies and gentlemen, then it is important that we now use intentionality to make sure that our thoughts and our words are circumspect or aligned properly with the things that we desire to live and experience and have in our present reality. That we are careful about what we allow to go in our mind and remain there as a dominant thought, careful about what lies within the vestiges of our heart, and careful about what flows from the fountain of our mouth, because those are the things that shape our reality. And ladies and gentlemen, you know this already, so you know that because we are such powerful beings, we have that ability to call those things that be not as though they were, to decree and declare a thing, to speak it into existence. And when we say it, then our words, as the supernatural force, power, energy, or spirit that they are, then goes out into all of nature, the universe, and gathers the elements and particles necessary to bring into three-dimensional form the thing that we have thought, spoken, and acted upon. That is the process by which we manifest our lived experience. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to take you a step further tonight and talk about our vibrational frequency and how we can increase that vibration, as well as align ourselves with the proper frequency, so that we can accelerate the time between vision and manifestation. Woo! Come on, let me say that again. I want to show you how we can raise our vibration and align our frequency with our frequency with the universe, and therefore thereby speed up or accelerate the time between vision, concept, or imagination and manifestation. Woo! Wouldn't you like to know how to do that? Well, that's what you're getting ready to learn tonight. Let's take a moment and kind of define some of the terminologies that I know have been thrown around quite a bit and that have become quite common, but some of you may not really understand these terms fully and may have just been maybe too ashamed to ask, or, just like, I don't want to ask, and you kind of go along and use the term, even though you don't really fully understand the term. And so what I want to do is take a moment and just define these two very important terms, vibration and frequency, and how they relate to us as a part of humanity that is divine spirits that are consciously aware of themselves being human. So let's begin with the word vibration. Let's begin with that one, and then we'll define frequency. The word vibration, very simply, is a mechanical phenomenon whereby oscillation occurs about or around an equilibrium point. Let me say that again. It is a mechanical phenomenon. We're talking about quantum mechanics, quantum physics, quantum mechanics, whereby oscillation, and you know what oscillation is. You've had an oscillating fan before, and it goes back and forth, blowing the air to cool off the air. That's oscillation, the moving back and forward, whereby oscillation occurs about an equilibrium point, a centralized point. You notice that the fan is sitting upon one centralized point, and the fan oscillates from left to right and right to left, but it is centered by the one central point, which is the base of the fan. So then vibration is the mechanical phenomenon, quantum mechanics, by which oscillation occurs about and around that one central or point or equilibrium point. Are you understanding what I'm saying? As it relates to humanity, it is a person's emotional state or the atmosphere of a place or the associations of an object as communicated to and felt by others. Let me repeat that again. As it relates to humans, it is a person's emotional state. Emotions are produced by feelings, right? So it is the state of a person's emotional state, the atmosphere of a place. You ever walk into a place and you can just pick up a certain vibration? The atmosphere has a certain vibration, it feel that invokes a particular emotion within you, or an association of an object. You can hold a particular object in your hand and you get a certain vibration from it, whether it is, a stone or a piece of furniture or a hairbrush or a picture. And you can feel or sense a certain vibe from it when you hold it in your hand. Or something as it is communicated or felt. That's what we mean when we say something resonates with you. When it resonates, it means that what you heard came forth at a vibrational frequency that matched yours, and it resonated within you. So a vibration, again, is a mechanical phenomenon. We're talking about quantum mechanics now, the phenomenon whereby oscillation occurs at an equilibrium point, and as it relates to humanity, it is a person's emotional state, the atmosphere of a place, or the association of an object as communicated to and felt by others. That's a good working definition of vibration. Okay? I'm going to go a little bit further, but let me also tie in frequency. The word frequency, very simple, is the rate at which a current changes direction per second. Frequency is very simple. It is the rate by which a current, an electrical current, an energy current, the flow of current changes direction by second, per second. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about quantum physics and mechanics for a second, because everything that exists in this three-dimensional existence or world is composed of energy. Everything is energy. It's made up of atoms with protons, neutrons that are constantly in motion. That motion of movement creates their vibration. The rate of speed in which that movement takes place, because it is a circular movement where it is going around and around and around and around. And I'm doing a figure 8 as a sign of infinity because it just continues on until death. Then it is the frequency, the rate of speed that current is flowing or that energy is moving determines the frequency. How often or at what rate does the current change directions per second? You see how I'm speeding up and slowing down? Everything is composed of atoms that are in motion. Everything is a form of kinetic energy that is in motion. Ladies and gentlemen, you and I are no exception. Our three-dimensional form is a outpicturing or a presentation of a form that is kinetically in motion. Constant movement is taking place at a molecular level, at a cell level, where our cells are constantly moving, changing, splitting, dividing, evolving, and becoming. And when they do so, the rate of that movement creates a current that it then produces a vibration. That energy produces a vibration. Now, this is not hocus pocus. This is scientifically proven that every human being emits a certain energy at a certain frequency, and that frequency fluctuates depending upon the emotional state, that is, the state produced by the feeling of the individual. That is an absolute scientific fact. Every thought and every feeling, thoughts, remember, are mental units of energy, and every feeling has its own vibrational frequency or a wave frequency. Quantum mechanics has demonstrated how a wave frequency can be altered by simply making a change at one point of the oscillation, or a change in the object itself. So when you change the object, you change the frequency, the vibration, therefore the energy that it is emitting. I know this sounds really technical, but it's important that you understand this so that you'll understand how you increase your vibration because the higher the vibration, the more intense or fast, rather, the frequency and intense the energy or power that is emitted. So when you increase the vibrational frequency, you also increase the intensity of the energy that is released or the power that is released that accelerates whatever the power is directed toward. When we focus, channel, or direct that energy through intentionality, then it goes out and it does not return to you void or empty, but it reaps what it's supposed to reap and accomplishes the thing whereunto it was sent. You've heard that scripture before. Okay, that's the how it does so, because it has that intentionality coupled with the higher or the increase of the vibrational frequency intensifies the force energy or the spirit as it goes out and begins to accomplish the thing that you have set your intention to do. Are you following me? There is something called the scale of positive and negative experiences, or SPANE, SPANE, the scale of positive and negative energy. The scale of positive and negative energy measures the frequency of positive and negative effect. It measures the cellular activity in response to the external and internal stimuli. Human vibrational frequency is measured in hertz. Again, I am not talking hocus pocus. I'm talking actual, provable, peer-reviewed science. And contrary to popular belief, science and spirituality are not antithetical to each other. They complement each other. Don't be anti-science. Don't be like some of these far-right extremists that are so heavenly spiritually minded. They're no earthly good. They have all this belief in hocus pocus and no belief in science. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Science is not antithetical to spirituality. It is not the enemy of God. Science is married and merged with spirituality and reinforces the laws that govern the kingdom. Okay? And so the SPANE, that is the scale of positive and negative experiences, scientifically measures the frequency of positive and negative occurrences and their effect. It measures the cellular activity in response to external as well as internal stimuli, that your cells react and respond to internal as well as external stimuli. That's where you have anxiety and fear and stress, as well as happiness, exuberance, and zealousness. All of them are the result of external stimuli or internal stimuli. All of them are the outpicturing of the reaction of your cells as they are stimulated by the external or internal. Are you following me so far? Let me run to the comments real quick and make sure that I'm not leaving anybody behind. Put your questions in if you have them. Okay, good, everybody. All right, is this the same as premonition? Very good question. Is this the same as premonition and discernment? Yvette, I'm going to answer that, but allow me to postpone the answer because it ties in to a latter portion of what I'm going to teach. But I promise you, I'm going to answer that. Premonition and discernment. Premonition and discernment are almost synonymous. People get hung up with that terminology, premonition, but then they believe in prophecy as if prophecy and premonition are two different things. But they are not. They are some synonymous with each other, as well as discernment. Okay, and we will talk about that a little bit more. I'm going to talk more in detail about that. Any other questions before I go further? Okay. Okay, so every thought and every feeling has its own vibrational frequency. Every thought and every feeling has its own vibrational frequency. This is the reason why we need to pull down the strongholds, that is, those negative dominant thoughts, those ants. Remember the ants? Automatic negative thought responses. Those ants, those automatic negative thoughts, we need to pull down those strongholds and cast down every false negative imagination and bring into captivity every thought that would exalt itself, or that is antithetical, or that is out of alignment with your knowledge of your divine self or your knowledge of God. That's what the scriptures teach us. Pull it down, cast it down, and capture it. Let me say it again. Pull it down, cast it down, and then capture it so that it does not remain within your sphere of influence and does not lower your vibration, therefore by diminishing the intensity of your power or energy that you release. Your energy is what attracts the experiences and the reality that come into your life. Your energy, one thing begets itself or another. Everything produces after its own kind. Fear begets fear. Anxiety begets anxiety. Stress begets stress. In other words, when you operate at that lower frequency, that lower vibration, then you automatically begin to reproduce more of the same. The only way to counteract it and end it is to raise your vibration. Are y'all understanding what I'm saying? Okay? So every cell in your body is affected by the emotional vibrational frequency that you manifest. For example, these frequencies or vibrations rather are measured in hertz. Hertz is a unit of measurement used in quantum physics. Hertz, quantum mechanics rather. Hertz is a measurement. You've heard of hertz and megahertz and so on. So hertz is how these vibrations are measured. Okay, yeah, that's where I'm on. Human vibration frequencies are measured in hertz, with 20 being the lowest, and then 700 plus, and it can go on up beyond that, being the highest peak of your vibrational frequency. Every cell in your body is affected by the emotional vibrational frequency that you manifest. For example, enlightenment has the highest vibrational frequency of 700 plus. You can go higher than 700 hertz, but 700 is the marker for the highest level of vibrational frequency and the greatest expansion of energy, the highest intensity of the energy or power that's being released from you as a spirit being through this human form. 700 hertz or better is the highest. And that is the vibrational frequency of enlightenment, total enlightenment, immersion within the divine. 20 is the opposite end of the scale, and it is the lowest of the vibrational frequencies. I'm going to put up a little chart to demonstrate what I'm talking about right now. Let me take down that banner. As you can see from the chart, the alpha and the omega being the top of the chart, and the alpha beginning at the first at the bottom of the chart. Emotions and feelings of shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear, desire, watch that, anger and pride, all are a part of the lower frequency scale. You see to the other side of the scale where it begins to expand and contract. At the lower end of the scale is suffering. As you move up the scale, you go from suffering to just getting by, which that's not where we want to be. We want to enter that expansion area of flow and pure Taoism and pure ultimate consciousness. That's when that begins around the 310 vibrational frequency, 310 hertz and up. Then your vibration begins to increase and it begins to emit a more positive, expanded flow. It is noted by willingness, acceptance, reason. Watch where love is. Key one right there, 500. Love, joy, peace, and then total enlightenment. And I put a scale of between 700 to 1,000, but it can go beyond 1,000 in some rare cases. And those who are really ascended masters can certainly vibrate higher than the 1,000 hertz parameter. Certainly can. Those feelings of guilt and shame and apathy and grief, those feelings are contracting feelings. Why is desire put in there? Because desire is an expression of want, lack, scarcity, and need. But when you are understanding who you are as the divine outpicturing of source, then you recognize there is no scarcity, lack, want, or need in your life. You don't want for anything. You are everything that you desire. And so desire then begins to fade away. Then you have anger and pride, and then it begins to switch with courage, neutrality, and then willingness, acceptance. And I think I said before it began with willingness, but actually it begins with courage at 200 hertz, neutrality, willingness, acceptance, reason, love, joy, peace, and enlightenment. As your vibrational frequency increases, then your feeling tone and emotional responses, reflections begin to increase, and it changes your whole body type experience. And you start to experience these feelings of joy and peace and love and enlightenment and reason and acceptance. You are more at ease and at peace with yourself. Your mind is not running off with all of these automatic negative thoughts, but you begin to think the best, expect the best, believe the best, always seeing and perceiving the best, because you're at the higher end of the vibrational scale. Now, even though it's depicted as a cone, please understand that this is not a linear experience. It is more a spiral experience. So you may vacillate depending upon how disciplined and focused you are up and down this particular scale. As a matter of fact, I'm sure many of you watching right now can attest that there are days when you are filled with joy and other days that you are filled with fear or grief or apathy, that you vacillate between the two. What I want to help you to do is to get to the higher end of the scale and to maintain that place of flow and pure consciousness. I want you to get to that place and maintain it. That is to live the abundant life. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? I want you to get to the higher end and stay there, because you are living and experiencing the abundant life. So then how? And I know I'm looking at the time and I know how much time has gone by. I knew this was going to be an extensive lesson. If you have to tune out, I understand, but I have got to take my time and walk through this teaching tonight. And so I'm just going to continue. Whatever part you miss, you can pick it up on the replay. But I invite you to stay. I encourage you to stay and remain a part of the live conversation. So how do I now come up from those lower vibrational states? Maybe you are there right now where you are dealing with stress and grief and anxiety and fear and shame or guilt or sorrow. You're dealing with those lower vibrations. And so as a result, remember, everything produces after its own kind. So as a result, you are getting more and more and more of the same. And then you start to say silly things like, when it rains, it pours. If it wasn't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. Ooh, the devil is on my back. The devil sure is busy. But it's not the devil. You're the devil that's busy. It's not some outside entity. You are creating this reality. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. You get to choose how you experience your life. There is absolutely no law that says you have to respond a certain way to external or internal stimuli. You get to decide how you will respond, how you will act, what your perception and your mindset is going to be. When you are conscious of the effect of these lower vibrations, you get to choose that I will not respond in fear or anxiety or frustration or aggravation or anger, but I choose to respond with joy or peace or love, I choose to respond in a way that is a higher vibrational response that engenders a higher vibration, therefore intensifying the power or energy or the force of power that is released from me, in me, through me, and as me. You get to decide. Let me say it again. You get to decide. You are not a victim. Life is not happening to you. It is happening for you. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are not a victim of fate. There is not an inevitability of sadness or grief or loss or lack or poverty on your life. Whatever you are experiencing that you no longer desire to experience, you have the authority and the ability to change it by simply raising your vibration and therefore putting a demand on the universe to produce what your energy has created and to align itself with you. You don't align with nature or align with the universe, but the universe and nature align themselves with you. You align yourself with the divine God that is in you, through you, and as you. And then everything around you has to respond by aligning itself to you. You are the equilibrium point. You are that centralized base upon which everything else oscillates, and you get to determine the frequency of the oscillation by raising your vibration and not operating in low vibrational feelings and emotions like grief and fear and pain and bitterness and resentment. All of these things that lower your vibration and only tend to create a vortex that mirrors exactly what they are. And you find yourself going in this vicious circle, a circle of frustration, a circle of stress, a circle of pain, a circle of disappointment, a circle of low self-esteem, because you continue to vibrate at that lower frequency. Are you understanding what I'm saying? So then, how do I raise my vibration, thereby increasing my power, that is intensifying the power, the energy, the force that I am emitting from me, so that I can accelerate manifestation, the manifestation of the things that I desire. Are y'all ready? Can I take you further? Are you ready? Did you get all of what I already said so that we can go further? Hold on. Let me go over here to the comments. Okay, I'm not sure who this is, but thank you very much, Gabby, but that's not our topic of conversation tonight. I'm happy for your experience. Okay, Yvette, you put, so we need to get rid of the bad company we keep, fear, anxiety, etc. Exactly. Eradicate those things from your life. And I'm getting ready to tell you exactly how you raise your vibration, increase your power, and thereby accelerate manifestation. All right, are you ready? So here we go. 4 steps. Number 1, You must begin by being in a mode and mindset of unconditional love. You remember on the scale that I put on the screen, love is a vibrational frequency of about 500. It is right at the center of the flow metric, or the flow metric that bends the matrix to operate and function according to your will. Love is that powerful force, energy, or spirit that from which everything else has to emanate from. I cannot express to you enough how important it is that you begin to be in the mode that is the mode of operation, as well as the mindset of unconditional love. Not just love, but unconditional love. Not I love you because, I love you as long as, I love you if, I love you but unconditional love. Despite anything else, I choose to love. And ladies and gentlemen, love is a choice. You get to decide whether you will respond in anger or respond in love, respond in resentment, in bitterness, or in fear, or respond in love. Love casts out all fear. Love that is perfected, that word perfect love, perfect there literally means matured or evolved, high vibrational love, unconditional love will cast out all fear. How can it cast out all fear? Fear of retaliation, fear of being used, fear of being taken advantage of. Because love, in its definition, does not seek itself. It doesn't vaunt itself, but love seeks the other's highest good, and it elevates the need, yes, of the other above itself. So I cannot be used if I am operating from a place of love. I only feel used if I lower my vibration to respond to the external stimuli of someone else's behavior or action and choose to respond in resentment, bitterness, anger, malice. Are you hearing what I'm saying? That's when I exit or lower the frequency from love down to the lower vibrations of anger and bitterness and resentment. I contrast the channel through which the energy can flow and diminish that power, that intensity, because I have chosen the way of bitterness, resentment, or anger. Are you hearing what I'm saying? You must begin by being in the mode and mindset of unconditional love coming right from your heart. The heart, that is, it's a passionate love. The heart, cardio in the Greek cardia, from which we get cardiovascular, or the heart muscle, but we are talking about passion, your passionate place. It must come from the heart, because it is the pure heart that sees, comprehends, perceives, or experiences true intimacy with God. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see, perceive, comprehend, or experience true intimacy with God the divine. They began to have real intimacy with divinity, with the God self, because they have their heart is pure, is free from intoxicants that come as a result of external stimuli. Blessed are the pure in heart. Listen to what he says, for you will be able to see, perceive, experience true intimacy with the divine. In other words, you can judge or discern your heart by your thoughts and your words, how you respond to the external stimuli, because out of the abundance of the heart is what the mouth begins to speak. So you can begin to judge the purity of your heart by your verbal responses or your thoughts that you've gumptioned up enough will and discipline not to say, but you think. Well, I didn't say it, yeah, but you thought it. I didn't cuss them out. No, not out loud, but in your head, they got a good cussing. Yeah. Come on, don't play with me. You done cussed a whole lot of folk out in your head. But the purity of heart is how you are able to rather judge and discern, decipher the purity of your heart by what enters your thoughts and comes from your lips. Out of the abundance of the heart, that your mind is the outpicturing of the articulation of what will come from your mouth. It begins here before it comes here. And even if it doesn't come here, it still was right here. You want to get to the place where that is no longer even a response, not a verbal response, not a mental response. That's right. It takes some discipline and some time and some detoxification, because you've only been taught that you're supposed to respond that way. And that's why you do so. We've all been taught that we're supposed to get back, that we're supposed, don't you let nobody play you, don't let nobody use you, don't let them take advantage of you, don't be no fool, child. That's what we have been ingrained and taught all of our entire life. And we have been taught an automatic negative thought response to certain stimuli from the external. And so we think we are chained to that you can't help yourself. But to say that you can't help yourself is to deny your own divinity. Do you imagine that God is somehow tied and chained and bound to a certain response to what we do, that God has no choice but to respond a certain way? Absolutely not. Well, then you, as the divine expression of God, are not bound, chained, or tied to a particular response, because religion, culture, environment has taught you that that's how you should respond. You can choose love. Come on now. If you're going to raise your vibration, you have to consciously, intentionally, deliberately choose to be in the mode of operation and the mindset of unconditional love. This is why Jesus is purported to have taught in his Sermon on the Mount to bless those that curse you, to pray for those that despitefully use you. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Or the Apostle Paul says, don't be overcome with evil, but overcome evil with good. Or Jesus in the same sermon is saying that if they strike you on one cheek, then turn to them the other cheek. that if they request of you your cloak, then give them your coat also. This is why he tells us to love our enemies, because we recognize that love is our mode of operation. It is the mindset from which we function and operate in this earth, that I choose to respond with unconditional love. I hear you already coming through the internet saying, preacher, pastor, reverend, mister, bruh, that's hard, man. That's easier said than done. I didn't say it was easy, but easy and hardness does not determine possible. Just because it's hard does not mean that it's not possible. It simply means you have to apply more pressure, more effort, more focus, and more discipline to get to that place. But it can be done, and it must be done if you want to raise your vibration and maintain it at a higher level or a higher frequency. You must, oh God have mercy, begin to shift your mindset, be transformed by the renewing of your mind, shift it to a state of unconditional love. Woo. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Love. Love that encompasses forgiveness and mercy and grace and understanding and compassion. Love. Love that assumes the best instead of assuming the worst. That sees and expects the best instead of seeing and expecting the worst. To the pure at heart, all things are pure. But when your heart is defiled by all of these outside intoxicants, then it colors your perception, and everything you see, you have this overwhelming cloud of negative expectation. You expect people to let you down. You expect people to hurt you. You expect people to lie to you. You expect them to take advantage of you. You expect them not to keep their word. You expect to be hurt. You expect to be confused. You expect to be fearful. You expect the worst things to happen. All of these things become self-fulfilling prophecy because you are emitting the energy from that lower vibration, and everything produces after its own kind. So fear begets more fear. Fear brings torment. And are you hearing what I'm saying? And anxiety, more anxiety, and stress, more stress, and bitterness, more bitterness, and malice, more malice. Are you understanding what I'm saying? You are creating this vicious vortex of a cycle that you are caught in because you are determined that I am going to keep choosing the lower vibration rather than choosing to increase or raise, heighten my vibration so I can intensify the power and energy, because love will cover a multitude of error, sin, or missing the mark. Love can cover or dispel or cast out all fear, stress, doubt, unbelief. Are you understanding what I'm saying? It is that power of love. Now, it's not just, you can't just operate from love for the people that you love or that you feel love you back. But because anyone can do that, but to be able to have a maintained higher vibration, you have to choose love every day. Whoa! Choose love every day, every moment, every second. Choose love. You have to choose it again and again and again and again and again and again, perpetually in every circumstance. Choose the way of love. Okay? Other expressions of love that will also raise your vibration are things such as giving, because we know that love is expressed through generosity. The greatest expression of love is generosity. So other expressions of love that raise your vibration are things such as giving, gratitude, thankfulness, a healthy, intimate exchanges. And I'm not just talking about sex, even though that's included, but you can be intimate without there being intercourse. Amen. Okay. So those kind of healthy, intimate exchanges raises your vibration. And then laughter. These are all different expressions of love. Laughter, gratitude, giving, and healthy, intimate exchanges. Are you with me so far? Can I move on to number 2? That's the first thing. Number 2. You ready? Wait, let me come to the comments. I know I'm going slow, but I want to make sure everybody's getting this. Yeah, if you don't have anything good to say, then don't say it, but it should never even be in your mind to think it or feel it. That's right, Yvette. Listen to what she said. If you don't have anything good to say, then don't say it, but it should have never been, even if you think, feel, and say. Okay? It should never enter your thoughts. Now, because we have been conditioned to respond a certain way, then these automatic thoughts will come. But over time, with discipline and focus, deliberate intention to be transformed, you can cause those thoughts to cease and end those responses and begin to have automatic positive responses and choose love in every single moment. It's a process. It's a discipline that will become a delight. Y'all remember that. Okay? Okay. So let me go to number 2. That's the first step. We're talking about raising your vibration, increasing your power so that you can accelerate your manifestations. Number 2, fasting or clean eating. Now, I know this is kind of surprising. Fasting or clean eating. Either or helps to raise your vibration. Now, I want you to listen to me very carefully. What you eat, all food has DNA. Let me say that again. All food has DNA. No matter what kind of food it is, whether it's meat or vegetables or fruit, all food has DNA. It has a DNA footprint, a fingerprint. It has DNA. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a proven fact. DNA contains memory. Let me say that again. All DNA contains memory. Again, this is a proven, peer-reviewed scientific fact. They have discovered that 1 gram of DNA can hold over 700 terabytes of data, and that the human body can store 14.5 billion years of information. And this is just the limits that scientists have discovered so far. 1 gram of DNA can hold 700 terabytes of memory. Now, those of you who may not be computer savvy may not really comprehend how much that is, but trust me, that's a whole heap. 700 terabytes of memory in 1 gram. And that the human body, the average human body, can hold 14.5 billion years of information. That's beyond terabytes. You're talking about petabytes rather, and even beyond that. This is a massive amount of information stored in the human DNA, as well as, but not just human DNA has memory. All DNA has memory. Every plant has DNA. Animal has DNA. And all of the elements have DNA. And that DNA can hold or contain memory. Are you hearing what I'm saying? It has memory. I could go a lot deeper in this, especially when you start talking about human DNA holding over 14.5 billion years of information. And we could talk about some of your flashbacks to prior lives and other iterations of existence and the experiences that took place way beyond this iteration of your life, because your body carries that DNA, that information for all of those billions of years. But that's not the topic of conversation. I don't want to go too far down that road. I just want you to understand that DNA holds memory. It carries memory, information that is tied to the occurrences from which that entity has experience. Every plant DNA has memory. Animal has memory. Now, why is that important? Memories are composed of thoughts, and thoughts are mental units of energy. Memories are composed of thoughts, and thoughts are mental units of energy. So within the DNA are memories, which are mental units of energy. So in that DNA and in the energy of that particular object is a certain energy that is centered around the memory that it holds within its DNA. In every object, plant and animal, as well as human, is the energy that from which has been produced rather by the memory stored in the DNA of the object. Let me say it again, because I kind of got jumbled, so I want to make sure that I'm clear. That in every object, whether plant, animal, or human, yes, that the energy is there that has been produced by the memory that is stored in that particular object. When I interact with the object, I am interacting with its memory or its DNA or its energy. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Consequently, When we consume tortured meat, because all meats that we consume are tortured, whether it's beef, poultry, pork, or fowl or fish, all of them are tortured. You don't catch fish, whether it's in a net or with a hook, they are being tortured. Okay, it may not look like it hurts them, but it does. It's no fun for the fish. Why you think they're wiggling and fighting, trying to get back to the water? Okay, it's no fun for the chicken or for the cow or for the duck or for the turkey or for the hog. Are you hearing what I'm saying? It's no fun for these animals, and so that is tortured meat. So when we ingest those tortured meats, and believe me, I am not advocating, veganism or vegetarianism or any of those things. I'm just talking about what you should do to raise your vibration so you can manifest the things that you want, accelerate the manifestation of the things that you desire to manifest. That's all I'm talking about. You can do it periodically. That's why fasting, I said fasting or clean eating. That while you are in the mode of manifesting, you go into a fast, or you begin to do a period or a season of clean eating where you eliminate any kind of tortured meat from your diet so that you are not mixing that lower vibrational energy that is stored in the memory of the DNA of that particular animal or object. When you ingest tortured meat, you then are taking in that DNA, therefore bringing into your body that memory and that energy, that lower vibrational energy that tortured animal has experienced, and it mixes with your energy, thereby lowering your vibration. Are you with me? Are you with me? It contains the memories of those moments, and that energy is distilled into our own. Okay, let me give you some Bible for some of you folk who love Bible for everything. I got some Bible for you. I got enough Bible for you. If you remember, there is a story in Daniel chapter 1, the very first chapter, where you find Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, better known as Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and Belshazzar, because those were the names that were given to them by the Babylonian king, but their real names were Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. But you will remember that in this story, they make a choice. They choose to abstain. They don't go on a fast. I hate to hear people talking about this is a Daniel fast. It was not a fast. A fast is a total abstinence from food. That's a fast. This was clean eating. Listen to what it says. They chose to abstain, not from food, but they chose to abstain, the scripture says, from the king's meat. What did they choose to abstain from? The king's meat. They chose clean eating rather than eating tortured food and ingesting the DNA, thereby that lower vibrational energy into their system, because they understood in their present state they needed the manifestation of a miracle in order to bring them out of this circumstance. And so they made the decision, we're going to eat clean so that we can intensify our energy or our power or the force of energy that we're emitting that will prepare us for whatever's in front of us and will ultimately free us or liberate us from this particular bondage. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So they chose to abstain from the king's meat. Instead, they chose and were given something called pulse from the Hebrew word za'ara, which literally translates to something sown or something planted. Zara, it literally translates pulse, Zara. In some translations, they just put the word vegetables, but it was both vegetables and fruit because Zara literally means something sown or planted. So they went to a plant-based diet in order to keep their vibrational frequency higher. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? They chose a clean diet, not a fast, to eat clean in order to keep their vibrational frequency high. Now, this is also accomplished through fasting. As a matter of fact, if you read Isaiah chapter 58, it talks about the chosen fast and gives you the benefits of fasting, and those being that your health springs forth mightily, that you are able to show yourself to your kid, transparency with your children, a better, healthy, intimate, growing relationship with your children. It talks about all of these benefits from abstaining from tortured foods or foods of a lower vibration so that it does not lower your vibration. Again, I am not advocating that you become a vegan or vegetarian. I am saying that in those times when you have set a specific goal to manifest specific things, then if you want to increase your vibration, you want to raise your vibration and increase the intensity of the power or energy through that you emit so you can accelerate your manifestation. This is one of the steps you should take. You should center your actions in the mode the mode of unconditional love, the mode and mindset of unconditional love, and you should set aside your time to fast or do clean eating and eliminate tortured meats from your diet. All of those low frequency foods, release them, get them out of your diet for whatever period of time that is necessary for you to bring forth the manifestation of the thing that you have desired or the goal or the objective that you have set forward. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I've been on a long time. I got to hurry. Let me finish. I've got a couple more to go. Okay? So be in the mode and mindset of unconditional love, fasting and clean eating. Here's the third thing you do to raise your vibration. You need to be extremely specific about what you desire to manifest. Let me go back to fasting and clean eating, because I also want to include in there that there are some other healthy activities that you can do in order to raise your vibration. They include things like exercising or dancing or tuning in to nature. taking walks and being grounded with nature, communing, not taking the Lord's table, communing with nature, meaning being one with it, spending time with nature, okay? Walking in the grass, going to walk along the beach and in the ocean, or smelling the flowers, going to the park, going to a botanical garden, communing with nature, spending time laughing or dancing. Yes, dancing or any kind of physical activity that gets your blood flowing and releases endorphins. Like speed walking or running or jogging or exercising. Some of you really love exercising and going to the gym. That's a good thing. It raises your vibration and increases and intensifies your power. So those are other healthy things that you can do in order to raise your vibration, along with fasting and clean eating. Now, let's go on to number 3. Be extremely specific about what you desire to manifest. I mean extremely specific. Like, I'm just trying to manifest the car. Well, what kind of car? What color is the car? What brand is the car? What year is the car? What's the interior of the car? What's the mileage for the car? How many miles per gallon do you want the car to get? Be very specific about what it is that you want to manifest. Be extremely specific about what you desire to manifest. Write your vision. You've heard me say before that writing immortalizes what you are visualizing in your head. Habakkuk said, write the vision and make it plain. Write it upon tablets of stone that others may run when they read it. So write your vision, because writing also forces you to organize your thoughts and cause your thoughts to take some type of form. Be very specific in your writing, very detailed. If you don't know all there is to know about the thing that you desire to manifest, you got a whole computer in your pocket called your phone that you can go to Google and you can start researching on the internet and get all the information, the height, the depth, the width, the breadth. You can get the year, the model. You can get what kind of house. Start to really get all of the dimensions, what every room is going to look like. What's the color scheme? What's the floor plan? How do you want this? What kind of yard? What the landscape is going to look like? Be very specific about it. Your business, write out a business plan. Be very specific about your numbers. Write out the projections of your profits and losses. Write out how far you want this business to expand. If you're going to franchise or not, how many franchises, what they'll have to do in order to qualify to have a franchise. Be extremely specific, because you will get what you desire. What you think about, you bring about. Don't be haphazard with this. Be very, very extremely specific about what you desire to manifest. I want to move to California. What part of California? In what city? In what area of the city? In what neighborhood? To what house? What do you want to do in California? What kind of life do you want to have? If what you want to work, what kind of job? If you're starting a business, what kind of business? And go into all of the details. You need to be as detailed as you possibly can. Write it out in complete and total detail and keep it before you. Read it every day. Read it every night. Keep it in your mind. Make it your dominant thought, because your dominant thought is what will inform your perception and your words and your actions. So make it your dominant thought. Be very specific. Get as much detailed information as you possibly can about the thing that you have set your goal to manifest. Then visualize it and daydream it. Visualize it, in other words, see it in your imagination. See it and visualize it with such intensity and detail that you are walking through the house in every room, experiencing what it smells like, feels like, tastes like, experiencing all of the sensations until you begin to summon from yourself, your soul, the feeling tones of actually being there, because feelings magnetize your vision. Ooh, let me say it again. Feeling magnetize your vision. They magnetize the thing that you have desired or you are seeking to manifest when you can feel, develop or summon the feeling tone of already having it. So visualize and daydream yourself driving it or living in it or living in that place or performing the work or experiencing the success. Begin to visualize it and hold it as your dominant image and thought in your mind. Visualize it in the morning, at night, and throughout the day with every moment that's available to you. Take the time and daydream and see yourself doing the thing and having the thing that you desire to bring into three-dimensional manifestation. Creation begins in your mind. Manifestation begins when you visualize and you begin to summon the feeling tones that correspond to the thing that you are seeking to manifest, and it magnetizes the vision, drawing from the elements and from the particles of the universe the things that are necessary to bring it into manifestation. It begins to create the windows, portals, doors, and opportunities that are necessary for you to be able to step into the outpicturing of what it is that you have sought to manifest. Visualize it, see it, experience it, and do it with great extreme specificity. Don't leave anything to chance. Don't leave anything to assumption. Don't leave anything out. Look at it in complete and total detail, as much as you can possibly pull together, and lay it out. Draw it out. Are you hearing what I'm saying? If you can find an artist who can draw it, describe it in such detail that they can draw you a picture of it, and then put the picture up on your vision board and look at it. Don't just grab some random picture from a magazine. You begin to be specific about what you want. Not, I want something like that. No, this is what I desire. Are you hearing me? I'm not trying to manifest something like this or like what was in the magazine or like I see somebody else have. No, this is my own unique design. This is my own unique creation. This has my stamp, my imprimatur. This is uniquely mine that I have cultivated and created within my own imagination. Be very detailed. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Are y'all following me so far? Okay? So visualize it, daydream it, live it in your mind until you create and summon the corresponding feelings you have of having or experiencing it. You can also use crystals as a tool to enhance this particular practice. And I'm not going to get into details about crystals tonight. I'll talk about that another time. Using crystals is no different than people who are using anointing oil. Y'all ain't gonna start holler back at me. Come on, all you deep saints. Don't come here with that foolishness. All that foolishness about, oh, no, talking about no crystals, that's demonic. You use oil. You use blessed water, holy water. You have that cross around your neck. That's a whole nother conversation right there, but we don't get into that tonight. I'd really make some of you mad if I talk about that cross, but we don't talk about that tonight. But so don't stop frowning on the crystals. Same thing. We'll talk about that another time, though. Okay, but they are great for those of you who do have some understanding of crystals. You know that these are great and unique tools that you can use to enhance your ability to visualize and your ability to imagine and dream. Okay, final thing. Okay, so we started with you must be in the mode and mindset of unconditional love, fasting or clean eating. Be extremely specific about what you desire to manifest. And then finally, you need to prepare for opportunities that will align with your end goal. Prepare for opportunities that will align with your end goal. This is directly tied to your specific visioning and imaging in your mind, because when you begin to visualize, imagine, you are creating this image within your mind, releasing that energy into the ether, into the universe, and then it now begins to gather and collect the necessary particles and elements that are necessary to create the opportunities for you to experience or to have the thing that you are visualizing. But you need to be prepared for the opportunities that align with your end goal. You need to be prepared as doors and windows and portals begin to open. Please understand that your picturing, your visualizing, your imagining will create the opportunities, and you need to be prepared that when the opportunities present themselves, that you are ready to take advantage of the opportunity. Are you understanding? As you walk and work this process, opportunities are going to present themselves, doors, windows, and portals that you have literally created yourself, that you have to have the intuitive discernment so that you can take advantage of them as they present themselves. You have to be able to quickly make the connection between the opportunity and the thing that you are seeking to manifest. You have to be able to discern quickly the connection between the opportunity and the thing that you desire to manifest. All these doors, windows, and opportunities are portals that open to you. Not every opportunity, door, window, or portal is designed or aligns itself with the thing that you are seeking to manifest. If you don't accurately discern which are the doors that align themselves with your goal, you can find yourself chasing rabbits and pursuing something that takes you completely off course and away from the thing that you have set out to seek to manifest. How then do I discern the correct opportunities quickly? You have to trust your intuition. You have to listen to your intuition, your feeling tone that comes from your soul. Remember, and I posted this again today, that your feelings are the language of the soul. They are the intuitive nature of the soul. It is how the soul is able to accurately discern, Yvette. It's how the soul is able to accurately and quickly discern those things that align itself with your intention or your stated goal. The thing that you have set out to manifest will create opportunities, doors, windows, and portals that align themselves with the manifestation. Like you are wanting to manifest. I'm using something very temporal and simple, like a car. Then the opportunity will manifest like in a job that gives you an increase in salary, or a promotion that increases your influx inflow of cash, or another opportunity to do something extra, a gig, or something that will increase your cash flow, or something that will increase your credit score. Yes, an opportunity that presents itself that is directly tied to the manifestation of the thing that you have set your goal as your goal to bring into manifestation. Your soul intuitively knows. It knows. It will resonate with you when the opportunity is presented. You won't feel any fear or hesitation or anxiety about it or apprehension, but you will have a knowing within you that this is an opportunity. Now, understand this. Doors and windows and portals do not remain open forever. Let me say that again. Doors, windows, portals do not remain open forever. Just as they open, they will close. So you can't dilly-dally around dragging your feet. I'm not sure. I'm trying to make up my mind. I don't know. I'm scared. I'm afraid. What if I don't work out? What if this don't happen? I don't have that yet. I don't have this, and I'm lacking this, and I don't. Before you know it, the door has closed. The opportunity has passed. The window has been shut, and the portal has collapsed, and you have missed an opportunity that was designed to help you to bring into manifestation that which you sought to manifest. Are you hearing me? So you have to intuitively, that this is why you need to pray and meditate, so you can be in alignment and in tune with your own soul and spirit, so that you can intuitively know when God is moving and speaking and presenting opportunities of your own creation to you. You should recognize them, because the opportunity will directly tie or correspond to the thing that you have sought to bring into manifestation. And I don't care how crazy it seems. And I don't care what other people, you got to be delivered from what other people are going to think about it, how they're going to feel about it. You got to be prepared to take the leap. You have to be prepared to jump off the cliff. You got to be prepared to walk by faith and not by sight. You got to be prepared to pursue and recover all. You've got to be prepared to go after it when the door is open, to strike while the iron is hot, to jump in while the window is raised, to walk through while the portal is presenting itself, so that you can exit where you are and enter into the next dimension or the next place and space that are designed to facilitate the manifestation of the thing that you have sought. Are you hearing me? Yes? Let me go to the comments. Yes, sunbathing. Yes, the Lionsgate portal. Yes, yes, yes. Nature. Yes, I'm reading all of the comments over here. I don't see a whole lot of questions, so y'all must be taking a lot of notes, and I hope you are. I hope that you are. I hope that you are. Okay, I know I've been on for almost 2 hours. Hour and 57 minutes. We're going on 2 hours right now, but I'm done. That is the end of the teaching. If there are any questions at all, please write it in the comments right now. I'm going to give you 1 minute to write your comment, your questions in the comments right now before I go ahead and conclude this live. You got 1 minute. If you have any questions about any of the things that I've said tonight, anything you need me to repeat, anything you don't understand, go ahead and put it in the comments. Do it quickly. You got about 45 seconds left before I'm going to close this out. Before I close it out, you got about 45 seconds now. So if you have a question, then go ahead and put it in the comments now. I don't see anything new coming up in the comments, and you have about 20 seconds left. Yep, you got about 20 seconds left. I don't see any other things coming up in the comments. Will I share the notes? I'm not going to share the notes this time because I am going to put these notes in a book form. So you will have the book real soon. And the book's going to be entitled the same thing the teaching is: How to Raise Your Vibration, Increase Your Power, and Accelerate Your Manifestations. I'm going to put it in book form. So you'll be able to purchase the book very soon. Now that I've learned how to do this whole publishing thing, man, y'all gonna start getting all kinds of books coming from me. Y'all gonna be like, well, good Lord, it seems like every month he's putting out a new book. I sure am. I'm gonna start writing it all out because I've got a lot of information to share, and I want to immortalize it on paper and make it available to the masses. So I am going to definitely put it in book form for you really, really soon. Look for it real soon. Look for it real soon. Okay? Look for it real soon. So that's why I didn't send out the notes about critical thinking as well, because that's going to be a whole nother book as well. I know I had said before I was going to send out the notes, but it occurred to me that I could write a book using these particular notes and make it available to the masses. So I'm telling you, within the next few weeks, I'm going to have at least 2 or 3 books that are going to come out within these next few weeks. I know there's going to be another volume of Words to Live By, Volume 2. And then this book about raising your vibration, and another one about critical thinking. And then we're going to just keep putting them out there for you. Angela Lansbury, brother. Thank you. All right. I know that you were empowered and inspired tonight. I know because you stuck around through this 2 hour. Where's Gloria at? Gloria's been trying to get me to go for 2 hours for the longest. Well, I did it tonight, Gloria, Sister Gloria. 2 hour presentation tonight. Listen. I know you were blessed by it. I want to give you the opportunity and the privilege to sow into my life and into this movement called Emerge. After all of this word, all of this teaching, inspiration, and revelation, it's only right that you should sow and support the work that you have gotten. That there's a mutual exchange. I've given you the spiritual. It's no great thing that I should reap the carnal. So I'm going to ask every one of you that are watching me, those of you who are still on this live, to give a generous seed. Take advantage of this opportunity, this privilege to be able to support a work that's authentic and that is integral. I want you to take advantage of that. You can use any of the means that you see on your screen right now. You can use my Cashapp, Zelle, or PayPal in order to sow or to give or to endow this particular work. I need all of you to give generously tonight to help support this work. Many of you know I've gone through a transition. I stepped away from pastoring the brick and mortar church that I led there in Fitzgerald, Georgia. And so that source of income is now gone. So I really need those of you who love and support this work and are benefiting from the teaching that I'm giving you to be consistent and generous with your giving. And I want to thank you in advance for your gifts tonight and your acts of love. All right. I've got a lot more that I want to share with you. I can't wait to meet you back here on Sunday night to give you even more information and to take you even further and go even deeper. So I want you to meet me back here on Sunday night. And listen, Sunday night when you come back, bring 2 people with you. Get 2 people to commit along with you, to commit that they will join you in our live conversation on Sunday night. We will come on at 8:30 Sunday night. Meet us here and let's have a great conscious conversation together. Until then, I want you to have a wonderful, outstanding, stupendous, and beautiful night. And then an even better tomorrow. Make it the best day ever. Good night, everybody. And I love you.
Thank you for tuning in. And be sure to catch us every Sunday at 7 p.m. for empowerment.
That we are a unique expression.
Every Thursday at 7 p.m. for momentum.
The creation of God and the God who created him.
Once again, be sure to follow us on all social media platforms. And we'll see you next time.